Hello beautiful people, welcome to a new video today. In today's video we are going to talk about the 3rd of January, what happened and what did not happen on that date, and my take on it basically. I'm going to share with you part of my holiday in Budapest with some footage, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the background. And later in this video I'm going to share with you some charts, in specific XRP, because things are looking very interesting, and right now is definitely a moment again where you want to be watching the XRP chart. So guys, let's jump straight into it. And first of all, let's discuss about what happened on the 3rd of January, because I personally, and maybe some of you too, got a little bit disappointed because in my vision I had a clearly image where I saw XRP taking off and the date was the 3rd of January 2025. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that manifestation, and yeah, on the one hand definitely it got me a little bit disappointed, but on the second hand, when I thought about it, I'm also feeling actually pretty positive about it due to multiple reasons. And the first one is that I really put myself in a vulnerable position because I had this experience and I felt I needed to share that, and I did that right here over on the channel. I put myself out there on basically, with such a personal experience, such a personal story, that I feel very proud of myself. Like, okay, I'm able to do that because, like I said many times in previous videos as well, I don't really care about my reputation anymore. I don't really care too much to be right. I don't care about these things. The things that I truly care about, that I'm living through to myself. And when I'm feeling that I need to do something, regardless of the consequences, speaking out or whatnot, I will do that. I will follow what I feel needs to be done. I will not lie to myself anymore. This is the most important shift, and you can see that also over on the channel. I took a side road. I had a channel. I was really focused. We were only focused on making more money, on trading on the technical side. And although there is a very big expertise or a lot of knowledge that I have in this field, it doesn't give me that fulfillment anymore. So I need to I need to align myself more to my heart, which I'm doing right now. And yeah, like I said, I really like what happened. Like, I really like that I just spoke out basically, and I'm going to do that in the future as well. If I will get a dream today about something on Insight, I'm going to share that as well. And like I said, I'm not claiming to have the truth. I'm not claiming all these things. I'm not claiming that I know everything. I'm looking for the truth. That's definitely something, but I'm not claiming to have it. And I think that's very important for many people who want to bash me in the comments. There were many people who had very beautiful comments. I'm going to share some of them. But many people also maybe a little bit irritated. And I can understand that, especially when you are listening to my videos. But just also realize the reason why I'm standing here, right? I'm not standing here to be right. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to claim to have the truth. I'm here to living true to myself, to not lie to myself, to do what I think is important to do. And I felt very enthusiastic when I had that vision, and I really felt I needed to share that. So that's what I did. I just went out and I shared it. And yeah, I still personally believe that something significant happened on that date, because it was for me a very significant experience that I don't want to discredit at all by not seeing the manifestations. But I also going to be honest to myself that I did expect something else to see on that date. But yeah, guys, very interesting, because I was super enthusiastic, and that also is coming from the Greek word enthusiast, entheos, sorry, that's the right word, I read it right here, and that means the God within. So that's maybe also for you, if you are very enthusiastic about something, that also might be God connecting with you or telling you which way you should go. Right? I'm like, personally, I completely not regret sharing that video And I can understand that there are so many people watching this channel. Many people will have different views, and that's completely okay. Maybe for many of them, I look like a complete fool. That's also completely okay, because I don't, like I said, I really don't care about my reputation, because the number one thing that I care about is that I'm living true to myself, that I'm standing in my own authentic energy, and that is going to have many consequences. That is going to be, and one of the consequences probably is going to be looking like a fool, and maybe that's the training for me to be able to deal with that as well. So I'm just going to take it the positive way, and yeah, I still feel that I'm on the right track. I'm doing what I need to be doing, and I will just continue doing that. So yeah, guys, then let's check a bit what did happen on the 3rd of January, because what I also feel is like maybe the interpretation that I had of that vision was wrong. So one thing that happened on the 3rd of January, and we have of course the law of cause and effect, you probably heard about that, but something can be a cause. So like for example, an earthquake can be a cause, and the effect of an earthquake is a tsunami or a big wave, right? But that can be a delay between the cause and the effect. So the cause can be that earthquake, and then the delay, or that tsunami, which is the manifestation of it, can happen way later or a little bit later. That depends, of course, on what is the cause and what is the effect, right? But what I found very interesting is that when I saw the 3rd of January, it was just an arbitrary date. It was just a random date. But after I've mentioned that date, so many things have been coming out that are happening on that specific date, which I had no known of before I mentioned that date even. And one of the things is astrological events. There have been very big astrological events happen on the 3rd of January. Things that happen in time frames of multiple years, which have to do with the energies of finance as well. So a new energy of finance was released on the 3rd of January, which can be again like a cause. This is just how I look at the situation. But when we have a look at the manifestations on the 3rd of January, then one thing that what is interesting is that the 119th Congress happened, and Brett Garlinghouse actually posted a tweet on the 3rd of January, which was actually pretty big, and this was shared over on the Discord. That's very important to say, because many support is coming from the Discord. That is the community. And I actually want to, before I'm going to dive into the tweet of Brett Garlinghouse, I'm going to give you a little bit my experience right here by speaking my truth and by trying to really be there, to be myself, to have the courage to go out and be myself and say what I need to say, what I feel I need to be say. Like this whole process have brought me already so many positive things, and maybe the most positive thing of all, sounds maybe a little bit weird, but I'm not feeling alone anymore. Yeah, that one comes actually pretty deep, right? But I actually have been very isolated over the past couple of years, especially with my ideas. Many people in my direct environment, they think I'm completely crazy, and I just stop talking about what I feel is going on in the world, because I just feel there is nobody in my direct environment resonating with the things that I'm feeling and that I'm believing. But since I'm talking my truth, since I'm in my enthusiastic state, and to Entheos, the God within, I'm actually having way more energy. I'm feeling super connected with every single one of you. I feel so many things are in motion, and the Discord, which is the community from this channel, there are so many beautiful people there talking with each other, exchanging ideas. There is so much respect. There are so much like-minded people. There are many people that I talk with in private as well, where I can share some things with. It's super beautiful. Like, I got so many friends already by just speaking my truth on this channel. So I'm personally very happy. And again, this is my truth. I'm looking for the truth, but I'm not claiming to have the truth And I'm also not claiming that I'm always going to be right. I'm going to be wrong many, many times because I'm going to have wrong interpretations. I'm going to share ideas that maybe for myself are also going to change in the next coming years. This is just, you are going to see my journey where I'm taking a courageous step of stepping in my own authenticity. That's what you're seeing. And yeah, the rest is all for you to do with it what you want to do. If you want to watch, if you don't want to watch, if you want to judge or whatnot, you all have the right to do that, and that's all part of my process too. So I want to thank you for being here, and I want to say that I have already experienced many positive things by doing this. And maybe the most positive thing is also the feeling within, a more peaceful feeling, a more feeling like, hey, I don't imagine the feeling that you don't need to be right. Every discussion can be the discussion that you don't want to have can be gone, because you can be wrong, right? If you always need to defend yourself, that is a prison, because then you will always be like, yeah, but okay, no, because of this, and you continue to talk until you are right. Or if you would just say okay, maybe I was wrong, then okay, you have a lot of energy for other things if that's not a discussion you want to do. And maybe sometimes you also want to admit that you're wrong, right? One of the most liberating words that I've experienced is I'm wrong. I'm wrong many times. Okay, guys, so let's go to Brad Garlinghouse, because I do feel like the cause and effect story is maybe something that is significant, because Brad Garlinghouse had a tweet on the 3rd of January where he says, "Today, here in the United States, we welcome the 119th Congress, better known as the most pro-crypto Congress in history. The journey is just beginning, but you can't deny the energy and excitement already building across the industry. Let's get to work." And this is what someone on the Discord actually shared about it. That the conquest took place on the 3rd, and Brad posted this message. He's clearly buzzing with excitement for what's to come for his company due to conversations he had with important people in Congress. I looked at the astrology for yesterday in relation to the US, and there's a major transit going on that indicates a focus on communications relating to the resources and finances of the country. Well, communications is also the way technology is communicating. So for example, ISO 222 is also a communication protocol, similar as Swift is a communication protocol. It's just not communicating like us, where we talk with words, but it's computers communicating through a certain protocol. Bitcoin is also a communication protocol, very important. The whole chart shows that the United States is in for big changes relating to money this year. I think we can all feel that already, and the astrology just shows the objective truth of what's going on, because it's a science. I don't even think I know that big conversations took place yesterday, and yes, they are relating to crypto, as evidenced by Brad's excited message. Time to strap in for the ride, because 2025 will be interesting indeed. And I believe that is true as well. I want to share another comment that I had from somebody on the channel who said maybe that I had a wrong interpretation. So he said, "I'm telling you, January 3rd, 2009, the first Bitcoin was launched, and the first blockchain, known as the Genesis block, was mined on that day. Maybe God is telling you that XRP is the next Bitcoin." Well, this is not the feeling that I get when I had that vision, definitely not. But yeah, it's possible. I'm all open to these interpretations. But yeah, I find it just very interesting that maybe something still happened on the 3rd of January, like a backdoor deal or something like that, which eventually will have an effect, which I will talk with you about when we are going to have a look at the XRP chart. But let's have a look at the Budapest holiday right now. So I started off in Germany, and I took the night train. So I went from Germany taking the night train, sleeping in the train on a bed, waking up in Vienna, guys. I can really recommend this experience. It's so cozy in the night, and it's just fun to lay with 6 other people that you don't know in the train. Like, you can have some interesting conversation if you have luck that you have some nice people around, and I had that luck. The views are very beautiful, and you don't even have the feeling that you are like waiting or something. Like, normally, because you're sleeping also 8 hours of the whole trip, right? In the end, I spent 12 hours in the train or something. Then I arrived at Vienna, which was beautiful to begin with because there was no fog. So I arrived, I haven't seen the sun for days and maybe even weeks in the Netherlands. And then I arrived in Vienna, and then suddenly all the skies are completely blue. Right, not so much chemtrails and everything, and I was really like, wow, if it's that close already and it's completely blue, how is that even possible? Look at this park as well, the sun is shining. It's really, Vienna is a beautiful city with many beautiful parks. Definitely worth visiting there, even though this time of the year where it is winter. I really had a very beautiful experience. Then I was trying to feed some birds when a lady come to me, and she didn't want me to feed the croissant that I bought. She wanted me to feed like the real bird food, otherwise they will have problems with other animals and stuff. She was explaining to me, but yeah, all good. Personally, I always love to feed the birds. I really like to do that. I love animals in general. They are so pure, and it's so nice to connect with animals as well. And yeah, this was in the city center, where we have a Tupac restaurant where we're only spinning Tupac records and you could eat burgers. So of course I went there because I love Tupac. And here you can see I arrived in Budapest, and this was really, really foggy already, completely different, right? But when I left Vienna, it was also already really, really foggy, and it's a really strange fog. This was on the boat trip that I did. We had dinner on a boat. The boat was just driving on the Danube for like a couple of hours, and there was live music, and yeah, it was really, really beautiful experience with beautiful people. And lots of good conversations and like-minded individuals. Really interesting. This is again the city center, and here you can see the fog as well. Look how low that fog is, and actually how unnatural this fog looks as well. This was late on the day. This was a ice skating event, and I was actually planning to go to the sauna, to a bathhouse, but then I saw this on the way, and I told the taxi, "Oh, you have to stop here because I'm going to ice skate, and I'm going to." And I'm happy I did that, because that was a very nice experience, very spontaneous, because it was not planned. And that's also something that I like, that there's space for just ditch your plans that you had initially to do something else because something else comes to your path. That also is kind of like following your heart as well. This was for me very beautiful, that they decorated the tram with all these lights, and they didn't do it with all the trams, but with some trams. And this is just bringing light to the whole city. I really love this type of mentality, that they just like try to decorate and try to put energy into something to make things more nicer for the eye, more beautiful, more stunning. This is the famous bridge where I recorded the video that I've made in Budapest as well. It's beautiful scenery. And later I went to a hotel, which is the Metild in Budapest. It is a 5-star hotel, very famous. And look at the interior design of this place. It's absolutely beautiful. This was a gala event, and there were many acts. Like this act, for example, with dancers and a singer. That singer was so good. hope you enjoyed the views from Budapest. I certainly did, especially that act on the last part of the video. Wow, what a crazy voice that guy has. Really beautiful, really beautiful expression. Okay guys, so now we're going into the charts because there are many interesting things actually happening right now, and that is we're going to start with Bitcoin and then we are going to go to XRP. I think that's the right way to do these things because the strength of Bitcoin also is important for the other cryptocurrencies. So what we are seeing right here, guys, is that we probably have seen a 60-day cycle low. And for the ones that don't know what a 60-day cycle low is that generally Bitcoin goes through these 60-day cycles where every time after 60 days we have a low and then there is more space based on time to go upwards. So just to show you a couple of examples, guys, this was a 60-day cycle low. Then afterwards we bounced up, but was not that strong because we were in this consolidation period. So then we rolled over to the next 60-day cycle low. We go up to the half of the cycle. We go down to the next 60-day cycle low. These are all roughly 60 days. And how do we know whether a 60-day cycle is most likely? Because we never know for sure, guys. That's very important with analyzers or whatnot. There is no certainty. One of the most important things as a trader is to accept that uncertainty, because if you cannot accept that uncertainty, it will basically not work to become a trader. And believe me, I found it out firsthand many times. If you are looking for certainty, it's better to go for a full-time job somewhere, but not trading. So what we are seeing right here is that we have a 60-day cycle low and we already went above the 10-day moving average. This is blue line right here. So this is generally, not always that certainty, but generally the sign that we completed a 60-day cycle low. Into the 60-day time frame, we have a low and then we break above the 10-day moving average. So we did that, for example, right here, 10-day moving average. You see in the moment we break below that, the chances are increasing that we are going to see the declining phase of the 60-day cycle low. So it's very positive actually that we are seeing right now in January this 60-day cycle low breaking above the 10-day moving average, because generally, even though in the shorter term time frame we could be coming down, generally the direction will be up, or it's higher likely to will be up because we are early in that 60-day cycle. So even though right now it doesn't look that strong today, maybe we are going to come back to test a 60-day cycle. Maybe we have a couple of examples. For example, right here, here we had quite a strong. Here we broke above the 60 days, above the 10-day moving average. We came back and back tested. Small bounce off from it. We came back and tested it again. This level this level, as you can see, would be beautiful. Is that this can hold as support. Right now, this level is at roughly $95,000. So if this can hold support, then that's definitely beautiful. If we do, by any chance, lose this low, so we're coming to below this low, that's definitely a big warning sign, especially for Bitcoin, depending a little bit what the Bitcoin dominance does, whether it is for altcoins, but I would say it's not a good sign for altcoins either. If this really were to break down and have and this is called a failed 60-day cycle low. Now let's go to XRP, guys, because XRP is looking also very interesting in this same sense. So let's go to XRP. Right now we're actually still in this formation, this bull flag formation, and let me get let's keep this momentum indicator because I want to show you something there as well, but we can get rid of the moving average. So if we just look at this from a completely technical perspective, right, if we just look at it from technical, we have an uptrend, massive outburst, bull flag formation, which most of the time are acting as a continuation pattern. So if we purely look at this based from a technical perspective, even though right now we are experiencing some resistance right here, the chances, which is not a certainty, the chances that this breaks out to the upside is definitely higher than whether this is breaking to the downside. But we still can go to the support right here, which would be still a big drop. It would be seeing levels of XRP from $1.80. Is that likely? Well, we are still in that pattern. So pattern-wise, we could come down from a technical standpoint. We could come down, but there are some bullish signs here as well. I got to be honest, because if we zoom out right here on the daily and we look at the momentum indicator right here, you can see that we have kind of an uptrend in the momentum indicator, and it looks like we just bounced off from the support. The previous time we bounced off from that support, we had quite a big rally. So we have not lost the bullish structure in the momentum indicator. That's very important to note. And if we go to the 4-hour time frame, and this is where things become a bit more interesting for me personally, is that on the 4-hour time frame, we had a similar structure, like a declining channel. Maybe it's even a declining wedge, right? Declining channel, as we are seeing in the price. We are seeing that over it right here on the momentum indicator as well. And then we can see that the momentum indicator already broke out to the upside. We already broke out. Maybe right now we are going to retest, because interestingly, guys, and this is something that I found out already 6 years ago, is that we are often seeing momentum indicators giving us the direction when they break a certain pattern. So when the momentum indicator has a similar pattern as the chart, but in the momentum indicator it's already broken out into a direction, can be to the downside or can be to the upside, often price will follow. So I'm still pretty optimistic right here that we could do something like this, where we just, like, we just get some resistance right now because we just touched this resistance. Maybe it's a ABC correction, and then eventually on the another try, we are going to set a higher low somewhere right here, a higher low, higher than this low, and then eventually we are going to have another try at the resistance, and then we potentially can break out to the upside. I think that is quite a nice scenario. That is also, for me personally, is the most probable scenario that I'm looking. Maybe this scenario has a 60 to 70% chance of playing out. Maybe 60 or 55 even. It's really difficult to put these numbers on it. But what is important to watch is when we are going to set that higher low, we basically don't want to break below the 61.80%. So we don't want to break below $2.18 up to $2.16. And if we would wick in that and just directly bounce, it would be different than if we do something like this. This second thing, that would be bearish, and that would indicate that we are going to at least test these lows, and most likely are going to test the lower part of this bull flag formation again. So that can be a significant drop in the price, because if we were to come to these levels, that would be a correction of over 20%, right? So that would be pretty bearish, but even though it's bearish, it still would align in a bullish structure, because we haven't seen a breakdown yet of this flag formation, where if we do something like this, where we just like break below this line, then that's very bearish, and then most likely it will be a good opportunity to take profits. And if you joined my trade personally, which I've been sharing over on this channel, I've been going all in into XRP at roughly 60 to 70 cents right here, and I made videos about that. Then I went all in at this specific moment. I basically flipped all the Bitcoin that I have in these levels to XRP. We still are up very much. So we still up from these levels. We still up now 260%. So I'm still going to hold it for now, because I believe that we are going to set a higher low. And I've also got to be honest, I also hold it because I had that vision for the 3rd of January. So I actually expected on the 3rd of January that we would most likely break out. That would be a beautiful confirmation. We didn't get that, so we have to work with what's basically right in front of our eyes. And yeah, I still think that this can break out. However, if we are going to see more weakness and we are going to lose these key levels that I just mentioned, then yeah, I'm definitely going to try and change my view on this, because from a technical point, that is just showing weakness. But it's also important to note that we are not seeing that right now yet. So Bitcoin potentially has the 60-day cycle low, which means that in the coming, I don't know, weeks, we probably don't get too much downside. So that's bullish for XRP as well, to be honest. And XRP right now gets rejected from the resistance, but we already broke out in the momentum indicator. So that basically tells me that, okay, the momentum indicator, and this is from the 29th of November, so that is a 1 month structure that right now is changing into another structure because we had this breakout. So there is something in the background of the price of XRP. Something has changed concerning the momentum indicator, which is not visible in the price yet. But the price action right now is different than it was in the past month, because we have seen a change in structure, a really change in structure. That's important, something important that I wanted to share with you from a technical point of view. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, smash up the like button. It's very much appreciated. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all this. I always really love to read all of your comments. Makes me also feel very connected with every single one of you. I'll leave a link to the Discord down below as well if you're interested in joining the community. And share your thoughts, share news and anything that you like to share or discuss. You're very welcome. Okay guys, I want to wish you all a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.